Hello, everyone. How you doing out there? It is Joe and Darren with Urban Hillsides Real Estate with another edition of Real Estate Reality. So thanks for joining us today. Darren, how you doing out there, man?
Doing good. Doing good. Been busy.
Good.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Loving the weather. It's good stuff.
It's all gotten better. So, guys, we're going to go through the usual. We're going to talk about mortgage rates, what happened this week. Of course, we're going to talk about the local market, that being Northeast LA, communities of Silver Lake, Echo Park, Los Feliz, all the way up to Pasadena, Highland Park, Eagle Rock, all that great stuff, Mount Washington. And then we're going to talk about new listings that Darren finds interesting, and I'll talk about some solds that just sold in the last 7 days. So plenty to do, and we'll get it done in less than an hour. So, and of course, we'll go through our topic, insurance disaster. So let me do this, though. Let me go ahead and share something. Let's see here. Share screen. Okay. All right. Okay.
Darren Hubert and Joe Cloninger are real estate agents at Avenue 8 under the Urban Hillsides brand. All opinions expressed by Urban Hillsides or guests on this video are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Avenue 8. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Urban Hillsides as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of Urban Hillsides team's opinions. This video is for informational purposes only.
Okay. All right. Well, flawless. There we go.
Wow.
So, Darren, I wanted to maybe go over just a couple things that are happening. Like you said, we're very busy. I guess this is our humble brag. So, not our normal territory, Ontario, California, but we were helping good friends of ours. And in escrow, 7 days, multiple offers. Sounds like the days of old.
Yeah. We keep talking about like a divided market, a slow market, and a really busy market. This is definitely an example of one of the price segments that are really busy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? We planned one open house, a little longer than normal, 4 hours, and a lot of traffic. This was at around 510,000. We're now in escrow, significantly up from that 510,000 list price. But congrats, it's going good so far. So we'll talk to you later when this is all done. But good news there. And then I forgot if we talked about this, but did we talk about the lots that we have?
I don't believe so. Certainly Alessandro and Fargo we did not talk about.
Yeah. So, Alessandro, this is in your neck of the woods, Darren, Echo Park. What's the big opportunity here for a developer or an investor?
Right. On our common listing, there's a small house on the property, but it's really a development site. Over 16,000 square feet. It is a probate sale without court confirmation. And we have early interest. So,
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, as you're saying, there are certain, it's all individual as to how this market's going to treat an individual, whether they're an investor, a buyer, or a seller. But at least the last couple of stories, there's definitely energy and vitality happening in certain properties and certain opportunities. So, and we're experiencing that. So good.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So that's the news on us. We are now going to go off to... Let's see. We'll call it Market Snapshot. So Mortgage News Daily. Darren, I did not do much study on this, so let me just get to it and we'll discuss as we go. So this is 30-year fixed mortgage rate, the chart, according to mortgagenewsdaily.com. Mortgage News Daily, their survey says right now we are at 6.90 interest rate across the United States today. And let's see here. If we look at the daily ups and downs, so a couple downs in the last week, but some ups and some evens there on June 6th. So Any comments, Darren? I'll go to the larger chart here.
The rates are helping the market a bit.
Okay.
This is the next week, we're going to have some more news. It's going to set the tone probably for the summer on whether rates are going to rise or not.
Yeah.
On the Fed side. Ironically, there was the first bad news from the employment front. Actually, filed claims for unemployment rose. But that should help the Fed not raise the rates again.
Right. Well, I haven't heard that in quite a while.
Yeah.
Employment's been really good. Well, look, so I said 6.9%, 30-year fixed, 15-year fixed, 6.29, 30-year jumbo, 6.67, 5-1 arm, 6.9, 30-year FHA, 6.58, and 30-year VA, 6.57. And at least the rate trend for Thursday is quite positive. So mortgage-backed security prices are significantly stronger. So far today, this strong upward movement in MBS should result in lower mortgage rates for today. And you're right, Darren, right? There is definitely a camp of people thinking that interest rates will mellow out a bit. So let's hope that happens. Let's see. Okay, we will now move on to, let's see, let me open this up. So the article that we're going to follow comes from Curbed, which is, funny enough, a New York Magazine real estate segment. But good news is this is about California, and Alyssa Walker, the journalist, senior writer at Curbed, is all about real estate development and architecture, and she's been doing it a long time. So let me just go ahead and read through it, and we'll go from there. California is becoming uninsurable. State Farm will no longer provide home insurance to new California customers. The company announced on Friday, citing historic increases in construction costs, outpacing inflation, rapidly growing catastrophe exposure, and a challenging reinsurance market. In other words, it's getting too expensive to rebuild homes lost to the state's increasingly destructive wildfires. And the largest property insurance company in the country, retreating from the country's largest property insurance market, isn't just an inconvenience for potential homeowners. It's a sign of what's to come. Over the past 5 years, wildfires have destroyed 25,000 homes in the state. In 2018, the most devastating year on record. Californians filed $11.7 billion in wildfire-related claims. But even when homeowners manage to avoid the flames, they often emerge from disaster only to learn their properties are no longer covered. This phenomenon, called non-renewal, has recently become a problem for mansion-studded, fire-prone communities like Montecito. But it's also happening in less wealthy places, like Paradise, where the Camp Fire destroyed 90% of the town's homes 5 years ago. The state has tried to help by creating its own high-risk insurer, offering financial help to build more fire-resistant homes, and announcing new real estate guidance urging local governments to put mitigation efforts in place to avoid financially calamitous situations for homeowners. This ends up saving taxpayers money too. When a neighborhood goes up in flames, the rest of the state shoulders the costs. But the ultimate solution that would save lives and homes has been a political third rail. The state should simply not allow people to live in high fire risk areas in the first place. California's insurance dilemma is actually the result of two colliding crises, and one feeds the other. The long-standing NIMBY resistance to denser housing has historically pushed new development into the flammable fringes of cities, known as the wildland-urban interface. Now, as fires chew through more homes, the state is falling far short of its housing production goals. In 2020, a particularly destructive fire year, the number of homes that burned was equivalent to 1/7 of the homes built during the same 12-month period. Wow. There is a small shift happening. Over the past few years, sprawling developments proposed to boost the state's housing stock have been rightfully challenged in epic legal battles that intend to stop new housing from being built in areas facing increased fire risk. By one estimate, 25,000 proposed units of housing are being held up in litigation. That housing still needs to be built, but somewhere less likely to become the subject of an insurance claim. What happens in California is often a harbinger for the rest of the U.S. There's even a name for this, the California effect, whereby policy decisions made here ripple across the country. Ensuring the uninsurable in the face of increasingly pervasive climate risk will be a challenge everywhere, and not just for wildfires. Incentivizing denser development in cities would deliver a whole bunch of other benefits as well, from reducing carbon emissions to improving air quality, the very climate metrics the state claims to lead on. If California wanted to remain the trailblazer here, its officials would subsidize affordable housing in safer places, instead of supporting an increasingly unaffordable cycle of destruction and rebuilding as its residents stare down what may be the most devastating fire season in years. All right, well, a lot to chew on there.
This
where
is
you want to
so
go?
layered.
Yeah, right? That's why I chose it. This. Yeah.
Well. So since this article was written, Allstate also announced that they are pulling out. Two major policyholders in the state are going to affect overall rates.
Mm-hmm.
Those that have existing policies with either the insurers or any insurer at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Should kind of be prepared for an increase somewhere along the line. At minimum, make sure your house is in good condition from curb appeal to make sure that they can't drive by and have the option to cancel your policy.
Right.
Now they do have to give you an opportunity to fix something or repair something first. But you have to do it to their liking. So don't give them a reason to even call you or reach out.
Right. Wow. So, all right. So, what I can do is, they were talking about other states. We know there are issues now in Florida because of all the storms they've had. Right. Louisiana, kind of the same case. I turned on CNN today, and we've turned it on over the last couple of days, and Canada is affecting the air quality of New York City and other places as far down as Washington, D.C. now. So it's definitely not an isolated case of the environment changing and affecting insurance and homeowners. But you had a story that was very close to us from a client who sent you just a couple days ago his situation. Let me try to pull that up, and I'll just read it. Let's see.
I will say.
Oh, here it is.
Joe. I think insurance has to be moved to the forefront in consideration of purchasing. Even when you speak with your lender, am I considering buying in the Hillside area?
Mm-hmm.
Because rates have gone up. If you had a California Fair Plan, almost three times the amount of what was a traditional policy.
Yep. Well, let me just read the response. On our client's behalf, I guess you went to an agent and asked what? What was the situation? Why don't you set it up?
Sure.
Why did our client call you?
Client reached out because of the scenario I just described.
Mm-hmm.
They got a notice from their insurance company, did a drive-by, and requested a series of things to be worked on the house so that they can maintain their policy. They did the repair, I believe, which was satisfactory. Sent them photos, and in turn they asked for substantially more work, which I personally felt was unjustified. So they're trying to navigate that and avoid having their policy canceled. Because as soon as they go to having search for a new policy,
it's going to be a new one.
It's going to have different scrutiny, and it could be a new price point. Because some of the limitations the state has put limit increases, but it doesn't mean you can't start with a higher price new policy.
Got it. Okay. And now, would you say this is a usual thing? Do you think this is kind of a routine thing that insurance companies do, or I guess we could kind of assume maybe it's gone up, this awareness of conditions on a house that's already insured? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, and this happens.
It's all tightened up, right? It all gets tightened up.
That's a good way to describe it, Jeff. It's tightened up. So this is a normal process, making sure properties are in disrepair.
Mhm.
But it was probably I don't want to guess the percentage, but there was a percentage they would do this. I think they increased that percentage.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look at the answer from State Farm. Now, Allstate also just recently pulled out of the market. So I think State Farm's number one in the nation. I've got to imagine Allstate is almost right behind them. But here it is. Good afternoon, Darren. State Farm is currently not accepting new business. Homeowners, renters, rental dwellings, apartment buildings, business policies. Additionally, any change in a current policy, a renter moving and generating a new application or purchasing a new home would trigger a new application and no coverage would be extended. There it is. We are retaining our current policies and are renewing them at this time. We are insulating our current business by declining new business, which brings with it increased claims and payouts, which have been exorbitant with rising inflation. State Farm does not intentionally seek out to cancel anyone's policy. It does, however, require policyholders to mitigate any potential claims and correct any deficiencies which could lead to a catastrophic claim. This would include cutting back brush, replacing or repairing roofs, and or documenting they are in good condition by a contractor, painting or repairing, peeling paint to avoid dry rot, etc., removing items near a home which could catch fire. The language in the homeowner's contract received by every policyholder specifically states the policyholder is required to maintain the property in good condition. State Farm periodically sends out third-party vendors now to inspect properties in an attempt to mitigate potential claims and to ensure the policyholder is maintaining their property. Many of our claims are due to deferred maintenance or a complete lack of maintenance by policyholders. As you are aware, State Farm has ceased writing new business, as have many other carriers. I would highly advise your friend to comply with the request and do so well before the required due date to avoid cancellation. There are no rewrites to any cancellations, and most carriers are not taking on new business. If documentation is not received with a sufficient time for review, the policy may be canceled even if documentation was submitted late. I would ensure everything is in good order and submit it 60 to 75 days before the due date or renewal. Even if a carrier does accept new business, a new applicant may be subject to exorbitant pricing, if not now, at renewal. Most carriers are in line with the Department of Insurance for further increased premium pricing. Kind regards, Patricia. So, very well written letter. I'm sure that's a form letter of sorts.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right. What do you say to that, man? I mean, it makes me think, all right, so where are new homeowners going? And who are the brave insurance companies walking in here to take on this risk?
There are some. They're out of state. Bamboo insurance is what I've heard multiple times. The backdrop, worst case scenario, California Fair Plan, state-funded insurance is for fire only. You have to buy an additional policy for liability. So you have two policies. And Fair Plan also has very high deductible. It's not the $3,000-$4,000 deductible. It's much higher than that.
Right.
So there is a backdrop that hasn't had to be fully put into effect. But for some people that is the answer. And certainly in a high fire area, maybe some of the steep terrains. There's some pockets in the areas we serve that it applies to.
Right.
So
well, I guess would the closest thing maybe is the example of Florida, where they have insurance, state insurance.
Well, I don't know the details of Florida. I do know enough, and I've read about it. Basically, to say yes,
Mm-hmm.
and insurers left wholeheartedly, and Florida said, we'll take care of this for our people, and found secondary companies to help assist. But then they got hit with some back-to-back events, and now that's in jeopardy.
Right.
In the end, we all have to realize insurance is a business.
Yep.
At the state level, maybe the only thing that would ever offer this government. Maybe it could be a business that doesn't require profit.
Right.
Because every other entity as a business has the right to seek profit.
Right.
So
I know. As you were saying that, I was thinking, oh yeah. So does this mean like maybe someday in the future this will be federal insurance, or like you said, somebody that doesn't need to make a profit?
Certainly when you get up to that level and that volume, they talk about a big fire in a certain area. Basically, the people who pay for that are people in flatlands where there's no fire, where there's no police, right?
Mm-hmm.
Across the board, everybody pays for it, and the higher up you get, all the way to the federal level, but they could manage that. They'd be covering more geography. But with climate where it is, and the combination of climate-related policies, even at the federal level, there could be an issue there. I think one thing that's clear is people have to prepare for much higher insurance rates.
Yeah. Well, it's. I think it's happened in the last couple transactions we've had, right, where it really becomes a sizable number that needs to be considered when affording a home.
And
depending again where you are, but
yes, and that's relative, right? What you're covering is the structure, and that's a really important distinction.
Mm-hmm.
Is that in higher priced areas,
Mm-hmm.
the structures won't cost that much more than other areas. Maybe labor's cheaper in one country, one state or the other. But in the end, the structure is a similar price. So if you're talking about a $2,000 insurance policy in a $2 million neighborhood, and a $2,000 insurance policy in a $300,000 neighborhood, there's a big difference there.
Yeah.
So particularly at those lower price points, it's going to be more impactful. I think about this up in Crestline, where I have a place. I really think it's affecting home prices at this point.
Right.
Because it's not as high priced as the area typically serve.
Wow.
It's something to stay aware of in a purchase. Much more than ever.
So what's just to end this on some sort of note, just sounds like what for clients you need to be defensive and take care of your place. And if you're a new home buyer, keep these things in mind because it's going to be a substantially more expense or cost.
Those are the two relevant points. If you're looking to buy, be aware of it early.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are existing, you might want to do a walkthrough around your house, see if there's anything that stands out, and be defensive, as you said, to prevent a potential request from your insurance company.
So, and I'll end on this, but it certainly makes a lot of sense. If you do have a concern and maybe you'd like some secondary advice, I to a smaller degree, but definitely Darren has some great experience, and we might be able to get out and visit you and make some comments before the insurance third-party inspectors get there. So let us know, and we're happy to go out there. We also do have a handyman and a crew that if there are some needs there, we might be able to help out again. So,
good.
Anything else, Darren?
No, that's it.
Great. Okay. All right. Well, we will flow out of this, and we're going to move to seller wins and buyer wins. So let me get to my little sheet. And what we always do is we look at the Northeast market and the solds of the last 7 days, and then we go from there, and we look at what we consider our seller wins and buyer wins, at least by the numbers. Okay, so Darren, any observations here? I had maybe one or two. What did you think of this week?
Same trend.
I'm sorry, say that again?
The same trend. Slight increase in inventory.
Yeah.
There's at least one big reduction, but also some big increases.
Yeah. Well, so there were 14 solds in the last 7 days. Compared to last week, it just went up slightly. It was 11 last week. And then, the thing that I noticed was, last week we got kind of cheery. It was like 100% on median percentage. There were more reductions. It just seemed a little bit more balanced when we looked at the list last week. Not the case this week. In fact, it changed quite a bit to really the highest percentage in quite a while. So the median percentage of list price was 115%. So quite a bit. Last week, like I said, was 100%, which felt good. Week before, 109, 103, 111. It has not been 115 in quite a while. In fact, I haven't seen it in the last month or 2 months maybe. So significantly up. And again, you can see the prices here, and we'll go through some of the top end and the lower end of these wins. But yeah, very, very different, like in a week's time, just like that. So, okay, well, let me go ahead and open up, let's see, the MLS. I don't know where it went, but let me go get it. Okay, bear with. Solds. Okay. Let me get in here. Boom. Hold on. There we go. Now I think I fixed my browser problem. We'll see, but it's all up to MLS. Let's see. Come on now, buddy. Oh, there it goes. Okay. 47025. All right. Okay, so the first one we're going to go to is we're off to 2444 North Edgemont Street. This listed at $2,987,000, landed at a sold price of $3,411,000 for a $424,000 increase over its list price. That's 114% of list. 14 days on the market. Let's see what they saw. All right, there we go. So this is 2444 North Edgemont Street. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,116 square foot home. Sold for $3,411,000. This is in Los Feliz, 8,700 square foot lot. As I said, 14 days on the market. And this is brought to us by Patricia Rubin and Alan Melkonian. And on the buy side, Ariel Dupertuis represented the buyer. So congrats to both of them. Let's see. Any comments, Darren, as we roll through this? I've got some.
Sure. Good curb appeal, good neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nice. It's always nice to get a house elevated from the street with some views, but yet
Right.
good amount of flat space, and this has it in the backyard.
Yep.
I definitely think that helped the price.
Yep.
Doesn't look like major updates inside. Looks
Right.
kind of basic, but nice staging. Made it show well. And
I thought the staging, as you're saying, the staging really was good. Really good. For me, I just jotted down some quick things. Yeah, updated, traditional, definitely private. It's a cul-de-sac street. It's quiet. So if you have kids, or again, you just want that extra seclusion, like you said, it's above the street. Pretty, very nice area. I just found it strange that there was no pool at this price point. It seems like there's always a pool in Los Feliz. There's an office, so that was nice to see as an additional thing. And, oddly enough, no views. They termed it treetop hillside views. So some of the things that you would expect are not there, but very clean, very nice looking house. So good for them.
Yep.
All right. Let's move on to, we're going to go off to, let's see here. Okay. We're going to go to 2028 Mayview Drive. This again is Los Feliz. It's Franklin Hills specifically. List price $1,698,000. Landed at $2,100,000. That was a $402,000 increase. Let me just pull up the pics here.
All 70 of them.
Yeah, that's a little too much. But yeah, so 124% of list price, 14 days on the market. And let me just talk about Mayview here. So 2028 Mayview Drive, it is Los Feliz, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,047 square feet of living space, $2,100,000 sold price. Nice sized lot, 18,898. That's unusual. 14 days on the market, and brought to us by Ross Carter. On the listing side, the buyer agents were Ashmat Delawari and Stephen Clark. So congrats to all there. Let's see. What did I put here? I think I put something like, oh, here it is. Needs updating. Definitely has views. I kind of felt it was priced too low.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? It's actually, when I looked at the specifics, it's actually 4 lots. And that's why they got to that almost 19,000 square feet. But again, private. It's a long driveway to get to it, even though it's up in the Franklin Hills. So that's kind of unusual. But yeah, good looking house. But I do think it'll be updated a bit.
Yeah, definitely dated. I do think it was priced low, and this will like shift up to 115%.
Right.
It's underpriced.
Right.
It seems to have good proportions and good flow. Yeah, and the common area leads out to an enormous deck. So although there's no flat land, that deck is pretty impressive. And a lot of the square footage of the land is steep terrain, but it looks like they've created some ability to navigate it. And get down.
It's a bit of a park-like, some trails and some pathways. Yeah,
exactly.
Very cool house. Okay, let's move on. We're going to go off to, let's see here, guys. And again, this is under seller wins. Let me take a look here. Oh, let's see. Oh, this one. So 440 West Avenue 46. I believe this is Mount Washington. Hold on.
Yep.
There. List price $1,888,000. Strategically priced. $2,240,000 was the sold price for a $352,000 increase. That's 119% of list, and that took quick 7 days. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, 65 pictures. All right. Oops. Hold on, guys. There we go. All right. 440 West Avenue 46. This is Mount Washington. A 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,557 square foot home. Sold at $2,240,000, 4,500 square foot lot. 7 days on the market. And this was brought to us by Edith Reyna, Kurt Wisner, and on the buy side, Lauren Reichenberg. So congrats to all there. Yeah, it's mid-century, right? That kind of says it all right there for a lot of people.
Severely underpriced.
Right?
Again, contributing to 115%. Undoubtedly, they listed this knowing it would go up substantially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It does have a mid-century vibe. It's got great architecture. Even on the lowest floor with the exposed joists.
Yeah.
The neighborhood's great. It's a very large structure for the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of glass, decks, flat land. It's just it was underpriced.
Yeah. You know, my comments were mid-century modern. It was built in 81. Mixed styles, though, as you kind of walked around between the kitchen, the bathrooms, some of the tile work, the railing work, the wrought iron. It's like, it's kind of weird. But it does have an architectural pedigree, right? And there is a worth to that. So the description did name off an architect and some history and all that. And so that certainly makes people feel good. Does have an office. That's always helpful. That below the bottom area. The decks, obviously the patio, that all helped. And then the school, right? People love Mount Washington and its elementary school. So that's a big deal.
Yep.
All right. Finally, we go now to some buyer wins. And there were some notable ones. We're going to go to 3363 Sierra Street. This started at, hold on, 499,000, I believe. Hold on. Do you remember this one?
I do.
It's memorable by the color. But it listed at 499,000, landed at 520,000 for a $21,000 increase. And that is what? That is 101% of the list price. 19 days, it says, on the market, but it was on there quite a bit longer. So 3363 Sierra Street. This is Lincoln Heights, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 894 square feet of living space. Sold at 520,000. It's on a nice sized lot, seemingly 15,819. Days on market. Here it is, 144. And let's see here. This is brought to us by Kenya Reeves Costa for the listing. And on the buy side, and Eric Marion on the listing side. And then on the buy side, Edith Alcala Sayas. So congrats to everyone there for getting it done. I think we suggested this to one or two of our clients. For me, I'll just give you some of my notes. Just overall difficult space and lot. It just seemed like everything scrunched. I think that 15,000 is a lot of that hillside behind it. So it felt cramped. There's no parking. Great price though for 520,000. The original listing price was 599,000. And just a really long sell. Took quite a while to get this done.
I don't know enough about this house itself. I get the no parking, but it's a 2-bedroom house. It's like it's in decent condition.
Yeah,
and seems like a great price. The no parking always sucks.
Yeah. Okay, well there you see. There's like no backyard. All right, let's get out of here. Okay, the next one we're going to roll off to is, we're going to go off to 2219 Oak Glen Place. I think we know this one. 1,495,000 was the list, and it landed at $1,505,000 for a humble $10,000 increase, 101% of list price. Oh, this is the 19 days, right? 19 days on the market, and let's take a look. You know, we've been doing a lot of business in that area, so we looked at this. Okay, there we go. 2219 Oak Glen Place. This is Silver Lake. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,574 square feet of living space. Sold at $1,505,000. 4,800 square foot lot. And it's 19 days on the market, as I said. Brought to us by Danny Azad and Jennifer Okovat. And on the buy side, Jerry Say. So congrats to everyone there for getting it done.
This had it had to be just right fit with that back unit there. It was a little small, awkward, but for the right person, it was fine.
Yeah.
The garage thing could be used for more than a garage chosen.
Right.
It didn't like some of the flow on the inside of the main house. But they got away with it. It worked out okay for them.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, you know, when I looked at the listing, the way they marketed it, it's really on public record a single family, but they called it a 2 on a lot. So they were really trying to obviously get that value up there. I thought it was a nice flip. They had nice finishes. It seemed like pretty good work. That back unit, or whatever you want to call that, ADU, I called it, very small, extremely small. The flipper paid $1,025,000. So, yeah, I don't know what they put into it. It was beautiful what they did.
I think it works really well for somebody who wants to occupy all the space. The renter in the back is where it would have been weird.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Do you think that's kind of a fair price for Silver Lake? $1,505,000?
Yeah, I mean it's you don't get the freeway noise close to the freeway. I do think it's a fair price. That's a good assessment.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go roll off to 2136 North Echo Park Avenue. Darren, you might know this one.
Sure.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Started at $1,275,000. Wow. Let me go show this to you guys. And let's see. All right, there we go. Bear with. And landed at $985,000 for a $290,000 reduction. That's awesome. 77% of the list price. A whopping 185 days on the market to get it done. And let me give you some stats here. So 2136 North Echo Park Avenue, that's Echo Park, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,348 square feet of living space, $985,000. Great deal. 6,300 square foot lot, 185 days on the market. Brought to us by Mabella Medrano. And on the buy side, Luda Gorodkin. So congrats to both of them. I've got, go ahead, man.
You can go on and on this.
Right. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Everything looks clean and functional. So my guess is the agent and the seller were both perplexed why they couldn't get their price.
Yeah.
But I'm not perplexed.
Yeah, I get it.
It really is about finishes. This is at minimum they could have gotten $200,000 more with $30,000 of work.
Yeah.
Paint job.
I think too, as you're saying, it just kind of goes into what we're always talking about, which is just like good decisions, good design for the space. Just bad decisions all over the place here. Really.
Yeah. And a lot of those decisions were made when we lived there. And that was fine. So good decision for them. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to sell, and you want the most.
Yeah.
You do the work to appeal to the broader market, and who will pay the most in the neighborhood. But they either didn't know what that market was,
Yeah.
or and both of these exist, or they just didn't agree. But that's what it would take.
Yeah. Yeah. So my list, the first thing I just said is first thing I said is what you said. Everything is wrong with this. It was overpriced. It started at actually $1,350,000. So the agent is also from Nevada when I looked out. So not a local agent. Totally looked at comps and just kind of threw it out there. Bad remodel. Bad pics. How much you want to bet this agent didn't even take these pictures? It was the owner. And it says it's owner occupied, but gee, doesn't really look very well staged, from an owner's side with cabinetry outside on the sidewalk. And
the question as an agent becomes, why did they use an agent from Nevada?
Yeah.
It's one of two or both in that they got a reduced commission.
Right.
And or they just felt this is the only person they can trust because they have a relationship.
Yeah. Family member, a friend. Something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She's out of she claims something in California, like she's out of Whittier or San Dimas, but when you look at all her sales, they're in Las Vegas, except for this one. So, all right. Well, there you go. Buyer and seller, beware. Use local experts. Use a local agent, please. All right. Well, that is it for my section of the live stream, Darren.
Cool.
Let's go to actives, new listings.
2146 Northeastern Avenue.
Northeastern. Was that spelled out, north?
No.
N-O. Okay. Northeastern Avenue. All right, there it is. Okay. Is this under the value category, I guess? Let's see.
Definitely. This is a bit of a blank slate.
Yeah.
Very rough price of square footage.
Yeah. Well, let me go ahead and read off some of these numbers. 2146 Northeastern Avenue. This is El Sereno. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,353 square feet of living space. Listed at $599,000. That's a great price. The lot is $5,990. It does have an open house 3 days from now, 6/11, from 1 to 3. So that's Sunday, 1 to 3. And let's see, only 7 days on the market so far. And see, Nancy Sanborn, there she is.
All right.
Representing the listing, and Brian Joy as well. So co-listed. What do you think this is? Yeah.
I'll prepare that. Nancy Sanborn. It's very high percent of probate sale.
Trust sale here. Yep.
Okay. Court confirmation.
No court confirmation.
All right. That's good.
Yeah.
But she's notoriously underpriced. This will
where do you think this might land? In the 8s or high 7s?
She's the type of agent who leans towards accepting the strongest financial buyers. So it may not get the highest price. She might take something $50K less. That's a cash deal less than 7 days.
Got it.
So my guess is it'll end up in the low 7s.
Let's see. Offers due June 13th at noon. Nothing will be reviewed prior to then. All right. There you go. That's the finish line, or at least the first finish line. Okay. Let's move on. What else out there?
5064. San Rafael.
This could be nice. There it is.
Still going towards the value direction here.
All right. Okay. All right. This is 5064 San Rafael Avenue. This is Highland Park. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 624 square feet of living space. 698,000 is the list price. Smaller lot, 2,846. Open house Sunday, 1 to 4 a.m. It's saying. Days on market, 2 days so far. And this is brought to us by Fernando Amaya and Carmen de la Torre Ugarte.
Is that Las Casas?
It is. It is, my friend. Yes.
Yes. Recognize that name.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to slow that up, it's a good price. Starts right there. But it's where you see opportunity. We were discussing with the client about bedroom house and how to get the most value.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing about to make here, and having a garage attached or detached definitely helps make a one bedroom house much more livable.
Right.
By creating an office space out of that garage as a plan. Either done advance sale for a seller to get more money, or if you're a buyer, you can utilize that opportunity.
Got it. Yeah, I started looking at that patio space in the front, and I started thinking that way, like, oh, look at that. What do you do with that? It's nice, but that's a lot of space.
Yeah, and it also seems to me this is a decent condition. Again, some bad finishes, but I could see, $30,000 changing the overall feel of this house.
Yeah.
And going a long way.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
It's a difference between buying a house that needs all new plumbing, new roof, foundation, et cetera.
Right. All right. What else is out there? What do you see?
I got one more for you.
All right.
3200 Windsor Avenue.
Windsor Ave. Okay. Where are you? Windsor Ave. Oh, hold on. Okay. This looks like a good one. Let's see. Bear with. Okay, so this is 3200 Windsor Avenue. This is Silver Lake. 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,533 square feet of living space. Listed at $1,899,000. It's a 5,000 square foot lot. There is an open today, twilight open, 5 to 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, they'll be there for 2 to 5 p.m. open house. Let's see. This is just 3 days on the market so far. And the listing agent is Kelly Griffiths and Brandon Keller. So congrats to them on the listing. Yeah, what do you think?
Well, this is definitely a nice house. I like the curb appeal.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a nice mid-century roof line, lots of glass, green space looking out into. Feels good. Feels like it's a nice space to be in. I think I like good activity.
Yeah, I'm going through the listing description a little bit here, and yeah, here we have that pedigree. It's on a cul-de-sac, so people like that. It's by the reservoir, or Silver Lake as we call it. Built by renowned LA architect Eugene Choi in 1954. The home features many hallmarks of the area, clean lines, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, people will buy into that. And it doesn't look like they've disrupted it. It looks good. Even with some of the modern touches, it still looks...
Yeah, it's nicely updated.
Yeah. It says here, offers will be reviewed starting Wednesday, June 14th. Let's see. All right. Listing agent related to seller. That's nice. Yeah, that's it. That's a good one to close on. It's really nice. Okay. Well, let me just clear out here. Darren, I always ask the parting shot. Anything to kind of summarize or anything you've seen? I mean, one of the things I want to say is, and this again is another humble brag, but we were feeling this insurance crunch a couple weeks ago, and we called it out. So it's kind of filled out the story a little bit more. So good on us, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll just look for interest rates to hopefully steady or go down a little bit.
I think the question that enters my mind these days is,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a flat spring.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. The market didn't do a lot. Rates went crazy. How's it going to be over the summer? It could recover over the summer, or the same trend can continue. And what the Fed does in a couple of weeks could have an impact on that.
All right. Well, there we go. Guys, we'll see you next Thursday, 2 p.m. If you missed us right at 2 p.m., thanks for joining us later on. I will post this and everyone can see it later on. All right. Take care. Let me find my little graphic here. There it is. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great week.
Bye.
Yep.